Hello loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. Thank you for joining me for this collective reading. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by pulling main energies. I hope everybody is doing well. Let's go ahead and see what the main energies for today's collective reading is. Oh, I got two right away. We have card 29, Awakening Genius, and card 20, A Merry Motive. Let me see if I can get one more. We have card 32, Quieting the Mind. So far the energy feels really good. I'm not getting any strong impressions yet, but it does feel like you are working on something. You're motivated and very in tune with your personal creativity, as well as very in tune with creative energy of just around you, right? Of the universe. It feels very Empress. All of this energy right here. Also, that's not gender specific. You can be a man and be in your Empress energy. All right, so we have card 28. Underneath Awakening Genius, we have card 40. So these are the Lenormand deck. They are, I mean, they have interpretations. We have card 25. They have interpretations, but I don't go by book interpretation. So let's see what I get. It feels like there's a lot of fire in this male energy. So it feels very action oriented, like being very like zoned in on a specific, I heard desire, on a specific goal or desire. Like look at his lustful, like you're hungry for that, whatever it is that is. I feel like it is, okay, it's very sacral. And then I see the spiral, like in this position, I saw like red light up in the sacral root area. And then it just started to expand and spiral up into creative energy, into a thought, into a inspiration of some sort. So using your creative energy, yeah, I mean, I guess that's essentially the idea of how chakra energy works, is you're using energy all the way from the root and sacral to create, push that energy up into the mind, and then you get inspired and take action towards whatever the inspiration led you towards. And I feel like that's very organic. It feels very organic. Yeah, so whatever it is that you were creating, I mean, it had a lot of potential because it's coming from a very authentic place. It's coming from within versus creativity that's inspired from without. Such as like looking at other, whatever it is that you do, right? Like comparing yourself to what's trending, what's this and what's that. Whatever it is that you're creating is not coming from the outside. And so I feel the need to say that makes it very special. It's standing out to me that this is card 28 and 29. I don't know if that means anything, but it's like a step, right? Step by step, taking step by step, because they're essentially right next to each other. And then this one, the 20 and the 40, like a doubling up of numbers. This card is very wonky. It feels very like illusion. Illusion. It's two faces expanding into a doorway, almost like a choice, a decision, and feeling illusioned by something. Now I'm trying to connect it with a merry motive. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting stay true to yourself. This is sort of what I got. It sort of felt like if making the choice of which mask to wear, I felt like going through the doorway was choosing to neither or, right? Choosing just authenticity versus putting on masks and staying true to yourself. So that also could connect with whatever it is that you are creating. But only take that if it resonates. These cards always are just so random. And then we have card 32 with quieting the mind, and 25. This feels like the last reading that I did where I was mentioning a commitment to self. This feels like you're being very committed to peace of mind specifically. And I heard sacrifice. So there's, you have a lot of inspiration. You have a lot of like intuitive inspirations is what I'm going to call it. It's just like it comes to your mind and you're just like grasping at it, and you can either let it flow or take action on it. And I feel like you're in a place right now of taking action on it versus just being like, oh, that was a good idea. Bye, good idea. You know what I mean? Not limiting yourself to feeling like you're incapable of, not incapable, but like if it's not even worth trying. I feel like there's an energy in you that it is worth trying. Whatever you feel inclined or pulled to do, I feel like you're not discounting that. I feel like you're just taking actions on it and seeing where it gets you. And I feel like it's the opening to something really special. Staying in that refusal to wear a mask and play a part and express yourself or take action or behave in a place that feels authentic to you, despite it not being the popular route. And I'm not sure how that applies specifically, but if it's for you, you're going to know what that's about. Yeah, no, I feel like you're choosing you. This feels like a very strong connection. And it's funny how these readings, I'm over here trying to get different cards to see, but it feels like the same energy. It feels like I'm seeing it from all different perspectives each time. Like, I mean, literally, it's like microscope, a telescope. I can like zoom the fuck out and see everything in the energy of this collective from the outside, and then I can like zoom all the way in down to like the depths of the subconscious, and then I can like zoom over like Earth in 3D and be seeing what's going on in connections, relationships, and emotions, whatever. But it's just interesting how tarot works that way, right? And it's all just a feeling. All just feelings. And other things, right? Impressions, things that I see, things that I hear, things that pop into the reading somehow. What else? We have the card 18. Sorry, those Roman numerals. Look, there's the masks again. Except that they're switched up. The sun mask, the moon mask, and then there's her. That's very interesting. Okay, so card 18 with thought. Again, that's giving me the same vibe as being very in tune, very connected, and then picking up on impressions and being like, what the heck? Why not? Why not do it? Why not try it? Why not say that? Why not go there? Why not? And that's good. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. We have the Sage and the Scribe. Card number 7 and card number 12 in case numbers mean anything. The Lone Wolf, the lonely path, the lonely journey. And that's what I was getting initially from here. Is just I saw like if there was a line at the amusement park and there was some people choosing this. Oh, sorry, you're not even, it's not even a view. Some people choosing this path, some people choosing this path. And then like, I don't know, I can't say that I agree with being completely in that path or completely in that path. I kind of want to go in the middle and have access to both if I choose, something like that. But it being a journey of sacrifice is what I'm getting. Yeah, he's hardcore giving me like, this is a lonely path. And that makes me sad, but at least he has his wolf and his owl, right? So if you have your animals, same. I have my animals. And they're good companions, right? On the journey. They're always loyal. For the most part. Just kidding. I feel, okay, so the Scribe. Again, this is 100% connecting with yesterday's energy of the shaman, the mystical shaman. It is like the energy of he who is the storyteller, right? He who holds all the wisdom, or she, sorry, I didn't mean to. It's accessing, having access. It's like you're in the fucking library and it's like only one person can be in there at a time. And you're the one that has access to the library. And I feel like it is an important position bestowed upon you. And I think that's funny to say because I'm not like trying to pump up anybody by any means and then like make one feel any less than the other, as far as like we're all only at where we are, right? Everybody's wherever they are, and that's the only place they can meet us is where they're at. And that means like in cycles, in growth, in maturity and life experience, in knowledge, in intellect, and all of that, right? Each individual can only meet you where they're at. And in this case, I feel like there's been so much that you have experienced in so many different energies, and this could have been a life that almost felt like chaos, and it leading you into a more solitude path as the years passed. But you staying committed to reaching a place of peace within yourself. And remember, I said I heard something about sacrifice. It doesn't come without sacrifice. But staying committed to yourself. And now it's like you've been bestowed access to the library because it's like the past history that you've experienced has given you, plus I feel like some people are just born like really wise. I used to always like give advice. I don't know what that was. It was probably Charlie. I used to give advice to like my teachers when I was like in elementary and stuff like that. Like I remember when they were going through hard times and I could see that they were like really stressed because I was always teacher's pet. And I would, even as a child, like go and offer a hug or compassion and say like, hey, is everything okay? Like I noticed something's off or whatever, you know. And then sometimes it was like what they needed because they were so bottled up with you know, and then they would cry and then they'd be like, oh my God, like, you know, this and that. But I'd be there like, oh my God, let me hug my teacher and let them know that it's going to be okay. And that it's okay to cry and to not feel embarrassed. And here I am, like a child comforting. Hold on, I'm sorry with all that noise. Well, I don't know how bad it is for you, but anyways. I just always felt like an old soul, even as a child. I could look at situations that were happening around me and have perspective and understanding in a way that I could never explain. And I just thought that everybody experienced life that way. I just always assumed, right? I didn't, how would you know any different, you know? And so I feel like you probably resonate with that as well, is just like having awarenesses and wisdom, just always, just that's how you were born, like an old soul, you know what I mean? And that's how I've always felt. And I think that that is an honor, right? It's an honor to have, but it's also, and I can say lonely because it's having to accept that a lot of people don't think the way that you think, or don't feel the way that you feel, or won't be able to see things the way that you see things. And coming from a place of compassion, and being at peace with that. And I think that that's where you are, or if not, that's where you're headed. But anyways, getting to the point of the scribe, I feel like there's a lot that you're meant to do with the wisdom, with your stories of what you've experienced. And I feel like that's literally, you know, how everybody connects. It's the tale, the oldest tale of time is being able to, the storytelling, right? Is passing on knowledge and wisdom through stories. And I feel like that there's something really in that that's part of your purpose, is being able to relay your perspective. Yeah, being able to relay your perspective, being able to relay your wisdom, and taking that also with understanding that it's you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay, right? Look, this is really strongly giving me a connection. There's something in you that's being, with the head pieces, there's something in you that was meant to be shared. So however that resonates for you, I feel like if anything, this is the moment it feels like that seed sprouting, like having some sort of realization lately that you might be having, some sort of, yeah, it feels like you've had some realizations lately about your path and what you need to do and what you should be doing and what fulfills you. And in all the same, and thinking about like, what is life, you know, what is the purpose of life, having those thoughts and reflections, like, you know, what is it that I stand for, what is even the point of all this. I feel like you've been reflecting a lot, and maybe even reflecting on death is sort of what I'm getting, like the, you know, like maybe you've lost somebody recently, and there's just this, like, I don't know, this reflection on, it feels very philosophical, but it also feels like personal, like you're reflecting on your own personal life, like, what does this mean? Like, what do I want for this time in my life? Like, understanding that this day, this moment is very temporary, and what do I want to make of this? Because 5 years from now, will I look back and say, at that moment, I wish I would have been doing this to, you know, like, not wanting to live from a place like that, like of having regrets anymore, and just living like with fully in the present and understanding that this is the moment now, right? Like it's now. This is what I have. This is my life. And now, like, there is no 5 years from now, 7 years from now, I'll do that. You know, like, no, it's about taking actions on inspirations and experiences, just to have experiences that are authentic to what your soul wants to experience in this life, right? But anyways, I feel like I was really, I feel like I got through what I needed to get through. I'm not sure if I even gave any guidance today. I think I was just sort of talking. But anyways, yeah, overview of where you're at and what you're doing, and the understanding. And it's for purpose. Everything that you've had to sacrifice, it's for purpose. I feel I need to say that. I feel like I really resonate with this lone soul reading today. We have card 64 with the wasp. Sometimes life stings. Wow. Okay. That's personal to me right now, but okay. I see you. I see you, Spirit guides. I literally said yesterday, did I not? Was it not yesterday's reading where I mentioned feeling the energy of the stings from the tortilla? Well, I had recorded that over the weekend. And so I mentioned some sting in the energy, and then days passed, and yesterday something happened that felt like a sting. And then I was just like, I just say it was an energy of sting, and then now this coming out. Rude. Card 21, Dove Spirit, be peace. Yes, that's your goal. That's your priority. That's your purpose, is to, literally, that's your purpose, is to create a life for yourself in which you are experiencing a part of the human experience, and expanding yourself and experiencing things that you want to in this lifetime, but also staying authentic to yourself to be able to have those experiences, but also making sacrifices that are hard, very hard, and but necessary to your commitment to self, and prioritizing peace more than anything, being able to be a human that lives in a place of peace, and then being able to reflect that and guide others towards a life of peace as well. Okay, but yeah, that's what I got for you, loves. I really hope that you resonated, and please let me know if you did. Until we vibe again.